What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sports Geek. I'm Errol, your friendly neighborhood host. So, what's going on with the Yankees? Everybody wants to know. Every content creator, if they're not doing something, it's great for content. If they're doing something, it's great for content. You can't really lose. It's a great win-win situation. But what are they really doing? What is everybody saying? Or what are they not doing, right? This is a special "Twas the Night Before Christmas" show. We did one last year, although it's the daytime. I got too many things going on tonight, but yeah, what to do. It's an interesting thought when it comes to the Yankees. Um, I think we have to wait and see until the off season's over to kind of give them a grade or criticize them for doing something or doing nothing, right? So I think we just got to have a little bit of patience, see what's going on. The market's moving slow because I think a lot of teams don't want to overspend on free agency. I just don't think they don't. It's not just the Yankees. A lot of teams don't. So once somebody makes a big move and takes a big name off the board, depending on what that salary is over said period of time, you'll start to see pieces fall off. I know the Blue Jays made some moves early. Nobody gives a crap. Other teams have made moves like Boston, Baltimore. They've made some moves. Still nothing. Those teams have money within their payroll budget to continue building, which will probably lead to why Yankee fans are angry, right? I can only assume that the reason why Yankee fans are angry is because time and time again, the Yankees, they've kind of just done the same thing over and over again. What do I mean by that, right? They kind of keep a player when they're struggling for too long or not seeing that maybe that player is not performing, or they know that they're not performing, but they just consistently stick with that player in hopes that that player will come through or pull through, which is not a bad mindset, but why would you continue doing it year after year? For example, Aaron Hicks, DJ LeMahieu, Josh Donaldson, and currently with Anthony Volpe. Now, people will say that Anthony Volpe was injured. I'll give him a pass because he was injured, or it was worse than what we think it was, according to Brian Cashman. But the reality is Anthony Volpe hasn't really performed in 3 years. His offense was supposed to be his golden ticket. It was never his defense was always frowned upon in the minors. They said he couldn't play shortstop. He's better suited at second base because of his defense. But somehow he became a better defensive player and a worse offensive player. So whether the Yankees rushed him or not, it's too late for that. He's already here. But why did it take so long to address a need? For example, and I'll say it again, if Bo Bichette's available for the taking, I understand he's not the greatest or best defensively, but offensively with his bat, you help the lineup. The guy hits and he hits in the clutch. Don't believe me. Look it up. Look up his career stats. I'm not even going to show them to you. It's over 300. Okay. Why wouldn't you bring a guy like that into play and let Anthony Volpe earn his way back? If he's going to be starting off on the injured list anyway and playing in the minors to actually, get back on track, let him earn his way back. If he starts to perform great in the minors, okay. So for example, if you sign Bo Bichette and he plays shortstop, than Anthony Volpe, but you got a good bat, right? You're getting production out of his bat. Say Anthony Volpe starts tearing up the minors, right? You're telling me you can't move Bo Bichette to play second and let Anthony Volpe get his shortstop job back? Right? I mean, I don't understand why don't they address the needs, which I think is what's bothering most fans. They don't address the simple vision of what's in front of them, what can be fixed right now with what's available. Because I'm telling you, the next 2 off seasons, there's nothing available decent wise, whether it's in a shortstop or whether it's in anything available, even pitching. Okay, Tarek Skubal, okay, got it, but there's not much there. Okay, and they're already heavy left-handed with their pitching. They got Max Fried, they got Carlos Rodon. I mean, how many more lefties are going to throw in the lineup? I mean, the majority of the league is hitting right-handed. Right? You don't want that. So they're loyal to a fault when it comes to these players that just don't perform. And I think time and time again over the past years, Yankee fans have become highly frustrated, right? So how do you fix that? How do you fix it? How do you fix what is repairable? That's right. That's, as quote they say, right in front of us. It's so-called repairable. How do you fix that? Right? What do? There's rumors out there that they're not in on MI. Then there's rumors that they are in on MI. There's rumors that they're not waiting for Cody Bellinger. Then there's rumors that they're waiting for Cody Bellinger. We can go on and on and on and on. But to me, if you know that your team has a problem and there are players out there to address these problems, why wouldn't you just sign them? Now, in a perfect world, I think the Yankees would sign them in a perfect world. And what I mean by this is it's not a monetary thing. I see a lot of content creators saying the Yankees got money, the Yankees, why they got it. Listen, we don't know what they got. We don't know if they're profitable, man. We're assuming and hoping they're profitable, and they probably are. I'm just saying, until they show us the bank books, we don't know. I could say I'm worth $1 million. How do y'all know? I ain't got 2 pennies to rub together. How would y'all know? You don't. So to me, unless you can open up the books to see where they're really at, that's a problem passing that judgment. Now, if they're not making money or the money they would think they're making, then at this point, if I were Hal, I'd have to sell the team, but he's not going to. Sell the team to someone who has a ton of money, who wants to win, and stop playing this game of just being good to get there and roll the dice to see if we win. I think that's their mentality right now. Right? But the reality is, let's look at it. So it's estimated they made what, $700 million or $750 around there last year in revenue. Okay, great. A lot of money, $750 million. Okay. The payroll was at 310 last year. And because of the tax, they paid $57 million in tax. Okay. So let's just do some quick math, right? This is not difficult, right? So 357, right? I'm sorry. 310. Right? Plus 357. That's 367, right? Now, when you do that, he's complaining that he has to pay the city of New York the tax bill for the stadium. So we got 367 plus, I hear it's like, he said 100 million. I hear it's like 90. So let's just give the benefit of the doubt that it's $100 million. He's rounding. Okay. You're at 467, right? That doesn't include baseball operations, as in the light bill, the power bill for the stadium, to pay the vendors, to pay the t-shirt people. That just includes the revenue that they take in, but those people still get paid. So the 310 is the payroll. I believe that includes the farm system. I'm pretty sure it does. So 310 is the payroll for the farm, and obviously office staff and things like that, like coaches and things like that. And then the 57 million is a tax, right? So right off the bat, they're at 467. So what if there's like maybe another $100 million for maintenance and upkeep and other employees and vendors and things like that? Okay, so you're 567. So if they make 700 million, they got $133 million left. That's crazy shit. I'm just saying. I'm just doing simple from what we know publicly. We don't know if that 100 million I just estimate or guesstimate. It could be 50 million. It could be 150 million in operational cost and maintenance on this. Who the fuck knows, right? But that payroll is not calculated into that. So maybe they're not as profitable as we did. $133 million kind of sucks when you're running a business and you're like, dude, we're not even making, is that even 25%? Let me just see something here. 700 million times 25%. That's 175. It's less than 25%. That sucks. They're not even 50% profit. That's straight bullshit. If that's the case, I don't know. Just throwing some things out there, guys. So what do you do? Now, let's go to this. Let's add some more mystique to this, some more interest, okay? Let me share my screen here. Let me share my screen. Yeah, I understand. Share. Bam. Okay. Not sure y'all can see this, but this is Spot Track. So here's their tax bill and how things work. And this is why I'm really worried about the Yankees this year, because I for one, like to push all and get Bo Bichette, get Cody Bellinger, get in my, I don't give a flying F. Get these guys, make the team win, and give them a fighting chance. But to be as arrogant or to think you know it all, to run the same BS team back in hopes, that magic word, watch my old shows, in hopes that they're going to perform this year, is batshit crazy. But let's continue. So here are your tax levels: 244 million, 264 million, 284 million, and this is what they call the Cohen tax, $304 billion. So when you go over the 244 million, you're paying $36 million, assessment over that. So their salary was their current salary is 280 million, roughly right about now. So they would pay 20 million and then 16 million for going over the 264. So right there, they're $36 million added to that 280 already. Okay. So now if they go over the 24, they're going to be assessed at a different level. And then the 304, a different level again. But now, because they're the third time offender of this, right? I think this is why he wants to reset the payroll. Because he's a third time offender, everything exceeding the levels go up 50% to 62% to 95% for exceeding 40 million to 110% for exceeding 60 million plus. That's fucking crazy. That shit needs to change. He's basically just throwing money away to other teams who aren't spending. And that, to me, that's what needs to change. If the teams aren't spending, the team should go back to the teams that pay in the most, which is the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, whatever teams, the Cubs, whatever teams are contributing the most to that tax bill. There should be a threshold level or a minimum level that teams have to spend. If they don't, the money goes back. But I think that's what Hal is talking about, where he's trying to avoid that money. But the reality is, now is the best time to push all in. I get it. The tax bill sucks. I get it. You might not make a profit next year. I get it. It sucks. It sucks. But now is the time to push all in. One, nobody's looking to trade for Jason Dominguez. Nobody's probably sure to trade for Spencer Jones. I'm sorry. They're not. What they can do is pick up a top flight pitcher and then deal from their pitching depth, which either Will Warren or probably a Louis Hill and maybe a prospect or two in the minors would go in a package to get something else back in, right? Trading Jazz, I don't know. Sometimes I'm for it. Sometimes I'm against it, right? He did well last year. There should be some improvement this year, especially if he stays healthy. Who knows? But could we pick up another prospect, another player for Jazz? Why not? Why not? So addressing the need, it's right in their face. It's right in front of them. They should be making these changes to fix the team and make it better and more competitive. Yet there's the money side. I really don't know which. I don't feel sorry for the Yankees because they have no money. If you're running the business poorly, then bro, then sell it. I can't feel sorry for a billionaire, really. I can't. I feel sorry for the fans who are spending their money and they're not getting a good product on the field that's going to win them some championships, or at least, get to the World Series every now and then, right? So, yeah, they did it last year with Soto, but you know what? I don't give a shit. Last year's last year. This year's this year, right? So, I don't know. I think I think we shouldn't worry yet at this point in time. I think we have to give them until the offseason. I think they're probably playing it low on Yamamoto. On Tatsuya Imai with that pitcher. I think because they were all in on Yamamoto. It was very public that they were in on Yamamoto. And it was embarrassing that he chose the Dodgers. I don't think he was coming here anyway. I think he used the Dodgers, the Yankees, to get what he wanted from the Dodgers. And if the Yankees matched it, he would have still went to the Dodgers. So I don't think Steve Cohen offered him more money than the Dodgers, and he still chose the Dodgers. He wanted to be on the West Coast, play with his buddy Shohei. And that's cool, right? So I don't think that with them losing him the way they did when they thought they were so confident they were going to get him, I think they're keeping it quiet. Now, if they're really out on the mind, wow, I mean, listen, I don't know what to say. Every other team is asking for excessive trade capital to get someone. For example, the Brewers are asking for excessive trade capital to acquire Freddie Peralta, even if they even want to trade him, right? Tatis is off the books. AJ Perlo said he's not trading him, so that would be a great fit right there, but that's not going to happen. I wish that could happen. I wish it could. I wish he said, forget Bellinger, forget all that, let's get Tatis, but it's not going to happen. So, right now they're in a world of hurt, and the fans are screaming. They're at the gates. They're at the gates chanting. Getting ready to knock the doors down. But I'm not sure what the Yankees are going to do. I think picking up Belly is a good option. I think picking up Kyle Tucker is a good option. But what they have to figure out is, do those guys really want to be a Yankee? To address a la, um, what's his name that got traded to the Red Sox? Oh my God. Sonny Gray. To address Sonny Gray. So I'm sure you're aware of this. Sonny Gray basically came out and said he never wanted to be traded to the Yankees. He doesn't like the Yankees, doesn't like New York, things like that. It was hard to pitch there. Now, Sonny Gray did a decent job in New York while he was with the Yankees. I think it was like a little bit above 4 ERA. So good pitcher, but didn't want to be here. Went to Cashman 2 weeks after the trade and said, I don't like it here. Cashman shockingly said, well, I wish you had told me before. I mean, your agent told me you wanted to be here. I coughed up a lot of capital to get you here. I mean, it's too late now. That's how Cashman kind of addressed it in a roundabout way. So, Cashman commented on it at the winter meetings that, that he did say that he didn't want to be here, but at that point it was too late. I couldn't really do anything. So I think the next spring training, Cashman actually came on the field, and this was verified by one of their pitchers that oh my God, he used to pitch for the Mets. I'm losing names today. I apologize, but it was confirmed by him that Cashman did come to spring training and said, listen, anyone who doesn't want to be here and doesn't want to win a championship and doesn't want to be a Yankee, let me know now and I'll relocate you. I'll find a place for you to go. And so he thought that it was kind of he liked that with Cashman. He liked the fact that he was very upfront and direct, and that's how you got to be as a GM. So so I think the first thing that the Yankees have to do if they're going to build a cohesive, contending, winning team is to acquire players that want to be Yankees first and foremost. It seems like a lot of these guys that we acquired over the years, which has led to this high payroll, is guys that played great their final arbitration year, did great enough to impress the Yankees as well as other teams, and we got them here and they go, oh look, our golden donkey is about to pay us, and now I can coast the rest of my career. I hope it's not like that. There's just me thinking that a lot of them did that, because a lot of guys that the Yankees have picked up that were really quality players for other teams in the past came here and shit the bed. So they got the golden goose, golden donkey, whatever you want to call them, to front their career bill for the year, and then just coasted. Didn't put an effort in. Maybe they didn't want to be there. I have no idea. Just saying. So that's the first and foremost. They got to fix that philosophy. 2, as time goes on, do I think the Yankees can do something great this year? I do. I still have faith that they can do something. But if they're going to let money jeopardize that by saying, okay, if we push all in, we might only make $50 million profit this year. That's the case. That's the case. Think of how much more your profit you'll bring in once you win a championship again. I get it. The players have to perform. I get that. But you have to get decent players that can hit and get on base and just compliment Aaron Judge. If you don't have that around him, I don't know what you guys all are doing. I don't understand. I don't understand why you'd waste Garrett Cole's career, Aaron Judge's career, and not have the peak performance players that you need to win a championship. So that's all I got. I wish I knew what they were doing. I wish I could tell you. I'm not going to fall for the hype. I'm not going to boo on them right now. I'm not going to be like everybody else. I'm just putting out facts. That tax bill is high, and they're a third-time offender this year. So now I'm wondering, if they're a third-time offender this year, if there's no baseball next year, couldn't they just reset it? Like, yeah, no, we're not paying this third-time offender crap because here's the new rules. This BS is over, and whatever rules they come up with. I guess other owners have to buy in on this or whatever. I don't know. I think that's what Hal might not know how they're going to react, right? Right? Or Major League Baseball needs to change some of these rules, right? With this tax thing and this luxury tax nonsense. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. I really still I hope they get this Tatsuya Imai pitcher from Japan. If not, they need to pick up something to shore up the rotation. As for notable Yankees that are back on the team, let me see here. Let me see. As for notable Yankees, who's back on the team that was just so obviously Trent Grisham is there. Tim Hill's back. Ahmed Rosario, Ryan Yarbrough, Paul Blackburn, Jake Bird still in the minors. Javier Sandries. I have no idea who that is. Brandon Shoemaker. I have no idea who that is. Right. So Cade Winquist. Okay. So that's who we kind of picked up. Wow, they're still paying Aaron Hicks $1 million. And DJ LeMahieu's owed $50. So there's $16 million right there tied up in money that should not be there, right? Because of poor judgment. So right now their projected tax bill is $20 million for the tax bill where they're currently at. So the 283.58 is what's the payroll, and then the 20,142 is the tax bill. If they go over the 284, then they'd be assessed at another level. So yeah, I'm not excited about Paul Blackburn. Ryan Yarbrough's okay. You know, I did a show where I said that Trent Grisham, where originally I thought it was a good idea to extend the qualifying offer. And then the more I think about it, that was dumb on my part because I never believed that Trent Grisham would accept it. I thought there was a market for him. I really did. I thought there was a market for Trent Grisham. I thought Trent Grisham would at least get 2 or 3 years at 15 plus. So why take the 22? And then, you know, I really hate to think that the Yankees would follow my mindset because after he signed, I'm like, wait a minute, that was stupid to offer him a qualifying offer because we could have got him for less. Did they do it to get a draft pick? I'm gonna ixnay on that. I'm gonna say if the Yankees did that to get a draft pick, then dude, they really have no business running a baseball team. You don't extend a $22 million plus offer to a potential free agent in hopes to get a draft pick. That's batshit crazy. So people who are saying that they bit him in the ass, guys, just think about it for a second. Cashman said he really wanted him back. I wouldn't have paid that money for him. I would have let him go to free agency and then re-sign him for less. That's just me. But the more I think about it, there's no way. If the man says he wanted him back and he feels that they unlocked something with him and they think he's worth that money, then who am I to argue? I think it's ridiculous because now you've blocked your money path, your potential path of acquiring other players to make your team better. I guarantee you could have got Grisham for about 15 million, maybe 14. There was nobody giving it to him. And once again, the Yankees shot themselves in the foot and bet against themselves, right? Which is why there's so much quiet about the people that they're trying to get. They want to quiet that rumor down that we're not interested in Tatsuya. We're not interested in this person. We're not interested in that person. So they're not overbidding themselves because they've put themselves in a corner now. Let me stop saying it. They didn't put themselves in a corner. They wanted Trent Grisham back. I'm saying they put themselves in a corner because by giving him that money, you kind of fucked yourself with the goddamn payroll. That's the issue. If they're worried about payroll. So that's why Yankee fans are angry. That's what's going on. Because of moves like that equals this down here. Right? You could have got him for less. So once again, they think they know more than everybody else. I think they misread the market on Trent Grisham. Who am I? But now they're stuck. And now they're going, oh, we're not making enough money. Listen, bro, sell the team to a hedge fund guy that likes the Yankees. I'm over it. I'm over hearing that you ain't got no money. Right? And if you're overspending and the team isn't performing, then what are y'all doing about it? Hell, David Stearns is breaking up the Mets. Break it up. Trade Cole. Trade them all. Listen, I'm for a quick rebuild. Get whatever you can get out of these people. The same thing. I never wanted them to pick up Cole's contract when he opted out. I thought it was the biggest waste of money. I'm like, bro, you got the best years of him. Let him go. He's getting older. You saw that he had some arm trouble in the season. He came back half the year, and you gave him more money, dude. That's 36 mil that we could have had on the books to go someplace else. Like they're batshit crazy. We don't know. And to add even more insult to injury, we have no idea what Cole is going to be when he gets back, or Rodon, or Clark Schmidt. And you're sitting here telling me that you don't need pitching help when you're pitching shit to bed in the playoffs, and also with their June swoon, whatever the fuck people call it. Man, you guys are fuck, go buy a lotto ticket, bro. You guys got that much faith. But this team is not good right now. I'm sorry. It is not. It is not a contending team. I don't care what the Yankees tell you guys or what they say. I'm looking at it on fact. Unless Austin Wells has been practicing his ass off all winter, unless Ryan McMahon has been practicing his ass off all winter to learn how to hit a ball. And that's the other thing. They're blaming coaches to help these guys hit. Bro, my last thought, then I'm done. These guys have been playing ball since Little League, even before that. T-ball, okay? Like we all did. Gone through elementary school, gone through high school, gone through college, something to go to college, got drafted, then onto the minors and then majors. Do you really think a fucking hitting coach is going to help that? If the guy's bat 200 his whole life, they're just going to suddenly make him become a 250 hitter? You out of your fucking mind. That maybe 210, maybe 212, maybe 220. I don't see it. So when you're sitting there telling me that they're going to work on all this stuff, on what? That's their swing. That's their swing. There's only so much you can tweak. And that feels comfortable to a player, tweaking that swing path. Crazy to me. Like, how much? Now, there are some players that are God-given talents that they can pitch and they can throw, they can hit, they got defense. They're the kit and caboodle. They're the bee's knees, right? They can hit, they got talent, God bless them. But you're trying to, and they hit 250 to 270 to 290 to 300, God bless them. But you're trying to take somebody who hits 180, 190, 220, and turn him into a 250 hitter. Man, listen, when y'all listen, maybe Ryan McMahon will prove me wrong this year. Maybe Anthony Volpe will, and maybe Austin Wells will. Until I see it, I don't fucking believe it. So until then, let's see how well their hitting instructions work over the winter. So if that's what they're hoping for, listen, they know better than I do. They get the reports. Jason Dominguez was tabulated to be one of the greatest, acquisitions as an unprofessional draft from the international system that they signed him. And he's hitting 180 in winter ball. That guy just lost it. Jason Dominguez. Winter ball stats. Let's see. He's 6 for 35, which is a 171 batting average. 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, 2 steals in his first 9 games as of November 25th. Is he still playing? I mean, that's crazy. If that's the correct stats, that's crazy to me. I don't even understand that. But you're putting faith in Austin Wells and Anthony Volpe and Garrett Cole and all these people to come back and just perform amazing. Okay? You know more than me. Anyway, guys, that's why the fans are angry. They have simple needs to address that they're not addressing. It's right there in front of them, and they choose to ignore it. Anyway, guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I wasn't trying to make it a tirade. I was just trying to point out simple facts on why they probably don't want to spend because of the tax ramifications, as well as why their players might not perform as well as they will perform, and they're leaving it up to coaching. Guys, have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. Thank you for always sticking around and watching the show. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'll leave a note. Stay safe. Enjoy this special time of year with your family and your loved ones. And I'll see you after New Year, unless something happens. But wasn't going to come on for Ahmed Rosario. No offense, Ahmed, or just no offense to any Yankee players they picked up. It was nothing major news to me, so why come on? All right, guys, take care. Be safe. Peace.